Sometimes the racing in Gran Turismo 7 is simply superb, and this is one of those weeks. This week, Daily Race C, Le Mans, dynamic weather, Super GT cars, CLK LM. There's a bit of difference between performance with high speed versus downforce in the twisty stuff. It makes some really interesting dynamic races. This has been some of the best racing we've had in such a long time in Gran Turismo 7. Let's go and hop on board and see what exactly happened. So let's ride on board now. We've got a first race of the night. Super GTs in this one. Coque Lopez, Slayers, Wind. We've got some absolutely top split drivers in here. Scotty Senior is in here. Superb stuff. Always love to see these guys. Looks like it's a dry race, and immediately off the start line we've got a great run on Wind. I'm going to sneak the outside, around the outside into turn one. Get that move done with this Mercedes CLK. We've got the top speed advantage on these guys, but not quite so good in the twisty. But Wynn's going to send it round the outside and get that job done. But we're going to get the acceleration out of the corner, making his life really difficult now with the top speed of this Mercedes CLK. And we're trying to hang it around the outside. Not going to work out here. Looking for the switchback. Not going to work out there either, because we're in the car that has not quite the advantage in the corners. Looking onto the Mulsanne straight now, and he's actually gapped us by a long margin. Looking behind, got a couple of drivers behind. One of them in the Mercedes, one of them in the Super GT, GT500 cars, and it's going to be the Mercedes guys that are going to have the advantage on the straight. Now keep glancing back, and he's just closing in closer and closer each time. Is he going to be able to pull a move into the first chicane on the Mulsanne straight? I'm not sure how this one's going to play out, guys. Let me know in the comments. On the brakes very late, and there's a bit of a ghosting issue at this week's Daily Race C for some reason. I don't know if it's an issue in the game, but let me know what you think of that one in the comments, guys. And we've got a track limits penalty already. This is a very difficult track for track limits. All the time you can just brush the edge of the track and get a track limits penalty. Very frustrating, but the guy is going to move alongside us now. It's Dan Jur. We had a great race with him in the first race of the night, and yeah, we're looking to progress forward now. The ghosting issue, what is going on? PD, sort this out. This could have been the best race of all time. Just the ghosting issue is slightly frustrating, but anyway, we're going to get the slipstream of the Dan Jur in front of us and pull a gap on the GT500 cars from behind. Looks like it's going 3 wide ahead. How's this one going to play out into Mulsanne's corner? Are we going to make it 3 wide ourselves? We're going to sneak to the inside and just back out of that one. We're going to think better of doing that. Scotty Senior gets pushed a little bit wide. We're going to sneak the inside of Scotty Senior on the corner exit. We're going to get the drive out the corner. We've got the CLK, so we've got the top speed advantage, and we're going to get that move done. So we're in the slipstream of Legend. Great driving from him all night long. That's some superb races with him. We're going to get the top speed advantage here again, so closing in on that GT500 car. To the inside we're going to go. In the slipstream of Wind, to the inside we're going to go again, and this is going to be sketchy into Indianapolis, and we're going to go side by side, a little bit of a touch, and we're going to get onto the brakes, get the car stopped. Round the outside goes Legend. What an absolutely fantastic move there. It's all kicking off, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is such superb racing. We need this more often in Gran Turismo 7. This combo is absolutely god tier. A couple of penalties to serve now. We've got to serve the penalty. Legend Killers have got to serve the penalty. We're going to fall back a little bit now. Bunch of guys coming through on us. I need to get in front of these GT500 cars into the Porsche curves, because we are so slow through Porsche curves. This CLK just doesn't really have the downforce of these Super GT cars, and we really get swallowed alive. And yeah, someone's going to send it around the outside of us through the Porsche curves, and we are being absolutely gobbled up alive. Running wide here, can't really get the car into the corner. Legend Killers again is going to put a fantastic move on us, and we're going to get to the inside. We're going to get side by side with some guys. Super GT's now arrived at the party. Big shout out to Super GT, love that guy. Huge inspiration for me to start this channel in the first place, and we're racing head to head with him. What a fantastic opportunity this is. And we're going to bounce through this again. Super GT's got a track limits penalty, it looks like. I'm not sure where he acquired that from. Maybe that was through the Ford chicane at the end. But yeah, Super GT is going to get a track limits penalty, and we're going to be onto the part of the track now where we should hopefully try and gain back on Super GT in that GT500 car, the official Super GT car that Super GT is driving. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And if you are playing a drinking game for the word Super GT, then you're going to be absolutely wasted by now, because that is a whole lot of Super GTs. And yeah, it's going to really kick off here, guys. The German driver ahead is going to be really checked up, and there's a massive incident going on. Oh, we've split the difference now. That is absolutely kicked off. Another track limits penalty. Another track limits penalty. How has that happened, guys? Let me know in the comments. Where do you think I got that one from? I think it might have been from the bit of a squeeze there. I didn't really think there's any room to go through, but the top speed of this CLK is absolutely insane. And we've got Slayers who's joined the party in another CLK. So this race is very interesting and dynamic with the way it flows backwards and forwards between the high downforce cars and the high top speed cars, and Slayers are going to send it on the brakes into the chicane. Going to get a bit of double ghosting here, but just about going to work out for us. What should we do here? Should we do a bit of bump drafting with Slayers? Should we go for the move? I think a couple of bumps should be good enough to get us clear of the battle behind, because if we fall into the grasps of these Super GT cars, they're going to be a real problem. So what are we going to do now? I'm going to send it on the brakes, maybe looking to the inside, and we're going to back off now, let him have the chicane, and maybe fight him on the next part of the straight. Down to second gear for this chicane. Absolutely fantastic stuff, and Slayer's got a fantastic drive through there. We've lost out quite a bit. We've got a freight train of cars behind us now, but luckily we have the top speed in this CLK, so hopefully we're going to bridge the gap. No, we're dragging them along with us. This could be dangerous into the braking zone. Those cars are very good on the brakes, and I don't really know how we're going to defend from this one, and we brake quite nicely. Ghosting again, don't know what's going on with that one. Skipping forwards now, lap number 3, closing into the back of Slayers, who's also closing into the back of Super GT, and we're going to look for a move on Slayers, who's in the slipstream of Super GT, and we've got some massive closing speed here. Super GT is going to defend, which is going to leave us to go around the outside into the Mulsanne chicane, the second chicane. Slayers early on the brakes there. We get a bit of a bump there, which has perfectly placed him in front of Super GT. What an unexpected moment there. But we're now going to drive out the corner in the slipstream. Super GT, we're going to go on the outside. All three of us have penalties to serve on the next penalty line. In fact, Slayers has got a 1 second penalty, and we're going to go for this move now. We're going to get a double pass on the Mulsanne straight on the second part, looking into Mulsanne's corner. Can we get nicely on the brakes, get the car stopped? Yeah, looking good, really. Careful on corner exit, don't want to over rotate that car, get too much swaz, and we've got a great exit now. Super GT in the slipstream. Slayers has gone to the inside of Super GT. We're going to give Super GT our slipstream, but there's still no match for that CLK of Slayers, who's absolutely rocketing. He's going to close in on us now. Looking on the radar, he's getting closer and closer. What we're going to do here, we're going to not defend, but we're going to leave our foot in and go round the outside into Indianapolis, side by side, commit to that one, and get the car stopped and defend quite nicely. Superb stuff. Looking into Arnage now, one of the slowest corners of the track. On the brakes, I'm going to turn in. It's all to kick off. Slayers has gone to the inside, made a massive misjudgment there. He actually dropped a sorry in the chat during the race, so I think that was a 100% mistake from Slayers there. Super fast driver, always enjoy racing with him. But we're all going to serve our penalties, and now we're going to try and look to... we've got some fast drivers behind. Where did Super GT go? I didn't quite see what happened there, but we're now in the worst part of the track for us in this CLK. It's so cumbersome to go around here, especially being swamped by these GT500 cars, and we're going to try our best to keep to the inside, which you're going to understand why they're sneaking through. Goes one car, sneaking through to the inside goes another car, but we're not going to give up on this one. I'm going to try and send it to the inside. You're going to sneak down the inside, be brave on the brakes and get on the brakes, and Super GT has, well, that's not gone well for Super GT at all. I think there was an impact from behind, and yeah, it's not looking good for Super GT. In fact, he's found a portal to the Shadow Realm. Oh, a full reset. That's not going to go well at all. Crossing the line now to start lap number 4. Running in 11th position. I'm not really making the progress forward that I needed to. Getting a bit tripped up with other drivers. Looking at the German driver in 10th position now. On the brakes now into the first major chicane. And we're going to get a nice corner exit. It's a bit of swaz from the German driver who's overcooked it on the correction. And we're going to pass him through this sequence of corners. If I can get onto the Mulsanne straight first, then I should be able to build a big gap which may give me the advantage. I need to stay ahead by the end of lap number 4, and we're going to look to get a nice drive through this corner here. Actually, Tetra Rouge, I think that corner is such a difficult corner on the track, no matter how many times I drive this track. And Super GT has left. He's completed his transition through the portal and gone back to the main menu. But we've got our own problems going on here. We're being closed in by a couple of GT500 cars, which now they're in the slipstream working together. This is going to cause a real problem. I know they are so good on the brakes. And on the brakes, indeed they are. As someone goes to the inside, gets me on a bit of a ghosting. They've got a huge penalty. I think that was the culprit. I think that was the assailant for Super GT who sent him into the shallow lane portal. So we're going to come home, finish the race in 12th position. Not ideal, but you know what? I can get a top 5 out of this, guys. I need to go again. And in this next race, there are a lot of handbags going on. So let's see exactly what happened. I personally enjoyed the race a lot. I had some really good racing, but some other beef happened out there on the track. Up again in this one, we've got Slayers, Super GT, Coque Lopez, Wind, got Max Power. Some absolutely fantastic names and fantastic drivers. Guys, also check out the link in the description below for GT Omega. I'm now an affiliate of GT Omega, so you can use my exclusive discount code to get yourself 5% off anything available at GT Omega. I'm really thankful for GT Omega for helping me out with some of the stuff to help me go racing, help me provide these videos to help you get faster in Gran Turismo 7. And off the line, we're going to put a move on to Adam, who's going to put a move straight back on us, and we're going to go racing now. So this interesting, it chose the GT500 NSX, a car I've not seen at the track recently. Looks like it's going to be a dry race so far, and we're going to try our best to just get as fast as we can onto the Mulsanne straight to really stretch the legs of this CLK and really get this top speed going. But we've got a couple of people firmly in our slipstream, and hopefully we can just stretch that one out. Looking like we can. We don't have any slipstream from the drivers ahead, which is going to be a little bit frustrating, but the top speed of the CLK is pretty immense. We're up to 300 kilometers an hour, but that GT500 is now got a whiff of slipstream and he's closing in. Is he going to send it on the brakes into the first chicane? It looks like we're going to go side by side. Bit of ghosting has occurred, and he's going to sneak through us in the ghosting. We'll stay on the gas to just keep him ghosted and then just blast through him again. If you've got to play the game, you've got to play the game, guys. You know how it is. Let me know what you think of the ghosting in the comments below. But as it turns out, I think it's so far so good. Starting in 8th position, still in 8th position. I think a top 5 is on the cards here, guys. The superb power of this CLK now. We're starting to drag ourselves into the drivers, and Wind's gonna. Whoa, that was a bit. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments, guys. Rewind that if you need to, but I think Wind was fully beaten and then just appeared on the inside of Adam. So I think that was one of the main reasons why Adam was not happy during this race. But we're going to take that. That's a 2-for-1 for us. We're going to keep our nose clean in this one and benefit from other people's mistakes. On the brakes into Mulsanne's corner, and going to get it nicely through there. Ghosting again seems to be common now, so we need to fix this in Le Mans. This seems to be a problem here, but we've got, who is behind us now? French driver Don Rule behind us, so we're going to hopefully try and put a gap on him. Got Max Power is in our sights right now. We have the car advantage at this point in the track, so we're just completely just sucking up to the back of Got Max Power through this corner, absolutely flat, and then braking after you exit the corner down to second gear for this left-hander. And then now getting ready for the Onage, which is the slowest corner on the track, and we just need to be really careful on corner exit. Bit of swaz from Max Power, getting on the gas for ourselves, and are we going to be able to get in front of Max Power before we get into the... Oh, it looks like Max Power's passed another driver that probably served the penalty. Oh, it's Legend again. We love this guy. We love racing with him. Had some actually fantastic races, but now we've got ahead of him into Porsche curves, which is going to be a real problem for him and a problem for us, because he has so much pace advantage over us through this section of track. The GT500 cars have, well, we just can't compete with them through here. And Legend is absolutely all over us. Is he going to send it to the inside or the outside? Looks like he stayed behind us for this one. Skipping forwards now, and we've got the beef between Adam and Wind. Obviously it's kicking off a bit. I'm probably more in the favour of Adam in this particular one. From the incident that I saw, I think Wynn did send it in the middle part of that chicane a bit too aggressively, but that's not for our concern. We're up to 5th place now, lap number 3, and we've got World Tour driver Coque Lopez behind us, and it's going to be incredibly tough to keep him behind. It's almost just inevitable when he's going to pass us, and we're going to go deep on into Mulzane's corner, which is going to run a little bit too wide, which is not ideal for us. Lopez to the inside of us, and we get a track limits penalty. A track limits penalty is going to be really suffering for us now. Coque Lopez is going to pull to the outside, to the inside now. And we've got Brea behind us as well, another fantastically fast Spanish driver. So we are being swallowed up now by the fast drivers racing from the back of the pack, but we can get this done, guys. We can get that 5th place. Skipping forwards now, lap number 4, and Max Power's got a penalty to serve, which is going to allow us back into that 5th position. Can we secure a 5th position for the end of this race? And Max Power skipping forwards the last lap of the race. He's going to push us down the Mulzane straight, which is quite an interesting tactic. He's in the GT500 car, working together to, I think, bridge the gap from the drivers behind. He doesn't want to get caught up in the slipstream battle from the drivers. And Legend to the inside, absolutely send on the brakes now, so strong on the brakes, and we're going to use ghosting to our advantage this time. Again, we've got to play the game, guys. We need that 5th position in this top split lobby. This is a fully ranked A+ lobby on PlayStation 5. It doesn't get any better than this in Gran Turismo 7. Using the power of the CLK, we've managed to stay ahead of the drivers behind, going to the 2nd chicane on the Mulzane straight. Are we going to be brave enough on the brakes now? Getting on the brakes just after the 3rd marker, and just about get it stopped. Big cut to the inside, but we get away with it on the inside there. It's the outside where the track limits are often, and we get a great drive out the corner. Once we got a good gap to the drivers behind, they can't stay in the slipstream now. Skipping forwards through the Porsche curves. This is for us to defend, to maintain that 5th position, and it's really kicking off, guys. This is not an ideal place on the track for the car we're in right now. Someone's to the inside, I think it's Legend, but we've got the speed advantage. Thrown into the 4th chicane for the final time. We're going to throw it in very deep, very brave, bounce over the curbs. A look on the radar, it's kicking off, guys. We're going to go through this, clatter over the curbs, get a bit of swaz, and then run to the line. Max Power's going to beat us to the line, but what happened there? It was a penalty. Max Power had a penalty. I think it must have been for a track cut, and we're going to bring it home in 5th position. We did it, guys. We got the 5th position we needed in that top split lobby, and some fantastic racing along the way. This is peak Gran Turismo 7, guys. I want more races like this. Throw in some dynamic weather like we did from other races in the night, and it's such good fun. Guys, make sure you check out the links in the description below. Certainly GT Omega, go and visit the website. Use my code to get 5% off anything available at GT Omega. Or go and check out some of the other videos on my channel. Will be linked on the card in front of you right now. Go and check those out, and we'll catch you in the next one.